Cheers for joining me tonight, guys. I'm Sophia, this is Ruthless Cuts.
Thank you.
I've got with me Holly Blakey, choreographer of Clark's To Live and Die in Grantham. I've also got with me Sam Ostrove, who's our editor on the promo, directed by Chris Hewitt through Knucklehead. And you guys are going to answer some questions for me?
Yeah.
Let's get going. So where did you guys shoot? Was it Grantham or were you somewhere else?
Oh no, we were in a place called Jaywick.
Is it Jaywick?
Jaywick?
Yeah,
Where's Jaywick?
which is kind of beyond Clacton, out, yeah, like near Essex, right? And they went on a recce there, and I remember them sort of being like, you know, this really could be the place we do it. But I think there were lots of complications about how it was to shoot there and if it would be okay. And it's a very enclosed community, and it's very small. And charging in there with a camera crew and like speakers, and you know, if that's kind of okay or, you know, allowed and safe and all the rest of it.
Chris said that originally he planned on using a younger boy.
Yes. The first thing that we kind of came up against was that when we were all referencing rave culture, we thought about the 90s, and when we were sort of, well, personally when I was like 16, 17, and that kind of, that scene, which is so specific. But if you ask a kid what rave culture is, they'll do a two-step or something, and it's a completely different thing. It was really about, okay, this is what we're referencing here, can you tap into that? And it was a really hard job to find the right person. After meeting Lawrence and his performance being just so kind of outstanding, I really wanted the dance to kind of come through him. So it was a lot about us working together in the studio and me figuring out how he moves and him figuring out how I work. We kind of just sort of put the track on really loud, and we're in this small little dark studio in King's Cross, and we just like dancing about together. And he just kept kind of doing things, and I'd be like, that moment, and we'd go back and then fix it to something else and then bring it into something else again.
Tell us about the reverse effect. So how did that come about?
The thing I love about, like, I like effects stuff, but I like it when you don't quite know that it's an effect. So people don't know straight away that it doesn't look like a post effect. Like,
no, because I was trying to work it out. I didn't know whether Lawrence had just like super speedy feet and was just like smashing it, moonwalking backwards, or
it's
like
weird because it's
so subtle but so brilliant.
You'll never know, but he's just as good forwards as he is backwards.
Yeah, it's
you know
amazing.
What I mean? It's not like we thought, oh Jesus, he's not great at dancing forwards, we're gonna have to chuck him in reverse. He was amazing, but it was just like this. If we can do something that just like weirds this up a little bit, you know, it's like you feel the weird thing without seeing and knowing what the weird thing is totally.
And it started to play, I think, with where in time we were, and then it would cut back to the kind of the big smoke scene, and then it was like, are we running back in time? And I think all of that stuff just added to this the narrative of this kid and us trying to figure out what was going on.
You never know at the start of a project, you know, how it's going to be received, and obviously Clark's had this incredible reception. Did you guys kind of feel that when you were reading the treatment and you were getting involved and you were starting? Sam, like, was it something you felt excited about?
I mean, it was one of those when everything adds up before it's even been shot, you know, that it's probably going to be pretty great, because I mean, I hadn't worked with Chris before, but I knew his work, and I loved the stuff that he shot over the last few years. And, you know, personally, whenever Steve Annis is involved in anything as well, that's a big thing for me to get excited about. And then 35mm film, and then hearing the track. When you get a treatment in, it's kind of a process that people take for granted, but it's actually a really important process of like being able to work out what this job is going to be like, and not if it's going to be worth you doing it, but just if it's something that is you, you know, if there's some part of your soul that you can put into that. And it got better and better because Clark's great. The track was banging and perfect for Chris's idea. It's always nice when the process can be a bit different, and it was with this, because Chris was like, we should get Holly in just as we've assembled a first edit, and we're not even done or even close to done, but
that very, very rarely happens.
I was gonna say it must be great for you because
so nice.
The choreography is like, that's your baby, and then you have to sort of let it go, and
it can be really tough actually, because you can make a huge amount of work. And, you know, for me, I really like it when things are allowed to just breathe and you're patient with them and you're allowed to watch the work, you know, and rather than chop into it different places. And I think there was a huge amount of purity for me in that final section.
And I remember it's one of the best presentations I've had, because Mary came in, she watched it, it finished, and she just went, I fucking love it. And she's like, the guts to just have that one take of the dancing. She's like, yeah, and it sounds silly, but I think kind of for all of us, it was like, okay, cool, you know, because Mary's great, she's so experienced, and just for her to be like, yeah, after watching videos for a long time and EPing on videos for a long time, that still made her go, ooh, yeah, sweet. And that's awesome. That was when we were like, okay, I think we got this. I think we're onto something kind of interesting here.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight, guys. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Holly. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Huge thanks to Promo News, Knucklehead, Box Artist Management, Jungle Sound Studios, and Jess Flavin Photography.